This episode of Royal Key is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.ag is more than just an online betting platform. They boast a focus on the player approach and have built their reputation on offering clients nothing but the best. From cutting-edge technology, enticing promotions, and the latest sports betting odds, BetOnline, the best online betting site on the internet. Also, stay tuned to the end of the episode to find out how to win this Boston College hockey pack.
What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kill, and I'm in Boston, Massachusetts with my guy, Hags of Boston College Hockey. How you doing, Hags?
Nice to meet you. Welcome to BC.
Nice to meet you as well. Now, Hags, this is our first college hockey episode.
Okay.
I assume we chose an awesome program, one of the most winningest programs, and you've been here to see pretty much everything, right?
The history of Boston College hockey is outstanding, and it's got a great future, but we love to celebrate the history, as you'll see throughout some of the locker room.
Awesome. Now, let's start here.
Our head coach, Jerry York, has done an outstanding job. He's actually the winningest hockey coach of all time with over 1,000 victories. Most notably, 4 of the national championships here. You can see the rings. There's some meaning to each of the rings. You can get a look at them, as well as the captains with the trophies and the teams. So this is our team numerology wall. So these are all the team accomplishments, the national championships, the Frozen Fours. Hockey East is our conference, so conference regular season titles, conference tournaments, and of course the Beanpot. The Beanpot is unique to Boston with 4 Division I hockey schools competing at the Garden the first 2 Mondays in February. So it's city bragging rights, but I think it also sets the stage for a run towards the end of the season.
Now, looking over opposite, what is this setup here?
This is our stick rack, so this is where the players keep their game and practice sticks as they get ready. They're grabbing them as they get ready to go out on the ice. Iggy does a great job. Iggy's our equipment manager, does a great job of outfitting our guys, as you'll see, with everything they need. They go through, 24 to 36 sticks a season, and Bauer's our partner with sticks, skates, helmets, gloves, pants. So they work well with the kids, making sure the stick is built to their specifications.
This locker room, just newly renovated a couple years ago, what were the specs that you wanted to include in this?
First and foremost, we wanted everyone to be able to look everyone else in the eye. We wanted an open space where the players could hold each other accountable, speak up when necessary, and let the coaches get a good look at everyone as they're getting ready for this. Next thing was giving the best space possible for the players to adequately care for their equipment. A lot of the responsibility falls on them. We want them to keep their equipment a certain way, keep the locker just right, and give themselves the best chance to have everything prepared so they have nothing to worry about when they turn this corner and step out on the ice. Longhorn Lockers made our lockers. They typically do high-end football lockers. This was their first hockey locker, and they attacked the project with the same enthusiasm and innovation that they do their football lockers. There are 3 fans up here that are blowing air through the equipment. As any hockey fan will tell you, some hockey equipment tends to have a certain odor to it. So this is going to minimize that as much as possible. It's also going to provide air into the gloves. So each locker has a glove spike. They're storing their helmet, shins, and elbows. Behind the jerseys here are their shoulder pads and pants, and there's 3 fans blowing air down into their shoulders and pants to circulate air. The top of the locker folds down for storage for the players to store their individual items. And of course their skates, hanging their skates up top. They work with Iggy to make sure everything's properly maintained and ready to go. The skates have a good edge.
Explain the pucks here.
When we redid the space, we now recreated our game schedule on the wall. So these are the pucks from the schools that we're playing this season in the order that we're playing. Inside that pillar, we've actually tucked away our state-of-the-art video editing system, which is all linked to our smart board at the front of the room. The coaches will use that for drawing plays, showing team video. It's also all linked into our computers with our assistant who will post it as a message board, our practice plan, our schedule.
Now, this is not the only renovation you guys had, the lounge area.
No, the guys love it. It's hard to get them to leave the room. The ping pong table is one of the favorites. Yeah. They've utilized it way more than I ever thought they would.
Definitely. I like how you guys have your history here.
My favorite part is the Eagles in the NHL. I'm from Boston, so I'm a Bruins fan, but I have more fun now just watching our players go on and be successful, whether it's in the NHL, which obviously gets a lot of fanfare, but just in life.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. 25 years, I'm gonna test it. I want you to give me one word that describes a person that I point to.
Steven Gianta. just hard work. He was a ball of energy out there, and he would work his butt off for goals. Johnny, one of the most dynamic players we've had at Boston College. You know, anytime he touched the puck, you knew something was going to happen.
All right, let's do one more. I'll do one of your most recent guys.
Alex Tuck, drafted by Minnesota, but currently plays for the Vegas Knights. What a fun run they had last year. He's developing into a big power forward that's scoring great goals. So this is our individual numerology. These are all of our individual accomplishments. You know, we have the team ones in the hallway out there because that's what the players are focused on when they're walking out to the ice. But we also want to celebrate the individual accomplishments. So first team All-Americans, Olympians, we have had 3 Hobey Baker winners in David Emma, Mike Motto, and Johnny Gaudreau. One of the biggest benefits of our renovation was we renovated our equipment room as well and hired Iggy Tarajas to come on with us.
All right, Iggy, let's get right into it, man. What are you actually doing right now?
So right now I was just prepping a blade to get sharpened on this machine. This is what they call the skate sharpening machine. It's a stand-up unit, which is different than maybe a portable unit, which is smaller, but this one lives here in this position all year round. We take a machine with us on the road that is like this, but much smaller.
Wow, okay, so what is the step one in sharpening a blade?
All right, so step one in sharpening a blade out of the box would be to cross grind. Now, what I have here is a blade holder. So I actually fix the blade inside the holder so that I can handle the blade without actually touching it. So this is moving up and down. It's a cupped stone and components that meshes it all together in order to give you this grain that is cutting across this metal. So I usually do that, you know, twice or so when I start, and then we're all set with that.
How often are you sharpening the blades?
Probably 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. Every guy's got 2 sets of blades. When they're on the bench during the game and something like this happens, I don't have to come in here. I pop his other blades in right away so that if there's a power play, penalty kill, or next shift or anything, that he's right back on the ice.
Now, you've been here 2 years, but you've been in your position for how long?
So this will be my 6th year professionally out of college. Actually sharpening skates for 18 years.
Wow.
Which is crazy. You know, I'm only 30. So I started, you know, when I was very young. I was a stick boy when I was 8 years old in Portland, Maine, working for an American League hockey team. And I always knew I kind of wanted to do something like this. So I played college 1 year. And then after that, I decided, hey, I might as well get into this now. You know, I already had the passion started, so I just started to kind of hone the craft. So here we go, we got a blade that needs to be changed, be popped out. What we're doing is we're checking for the imperfections. Now, when we release this, there's a trigger system. Now this creates an opportunity for us to just pop the blade out and pop it back in. This is a cool little tool that works to help us take out and put in a new pair of blades. Now sometimes it's tough like that, I can pull it out. This trigger form, pop this in, it has a nice little pick. This pick wedges down into the back of the blade and releases it. Now, you gotta be careful because this could cut your hand.
So Iggy, now that we have the skates out the way, I'm your recruit today. You're gonna fit me in what I need to fit in, but I'll tell you one thing, I don't skate.
All right. Well, we can do that. We can do that. All right, so I actually pulled a couple things aside here. So your base layer is gonna have your jock protector and then what they call a garter belt. So what this is gonna do is this is gonna hook on to your leggings that are gonna come up. So next thing that you're gonna wanna do is wear a pair of shin pads.
What position do you have me playing, Iggy?
Oh, this is gonna be power forward. I actually have a staff of 4 student managers that come in and work all the games. One of them helps out with the video system, and then the other 3 are with me.
How long do you think it usually takes a player to dress up?
You know, it takes everybody a little different. Some guys, it's just part of their routines. So some guys, it takes them about 30 minutes. Other guys, it can take them down less to like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I will say this is a little weird. I haven't had anyone dress me since probably my dad for church at like 9 years old.
That's good. So it's just a lot of moving parts. Now, every piece that goes into the player, I'm responsible for maintaining, making sure that everything, you can slide your arm through there, is working. You can slide your arm through there, you know, so that these guys are protected while they're out there. There's a lot of checklists, kind of go through mentally, you know, where we need to be at, beginning of the week, mid of the week, and then right before we leave. Here you go. This will get you ready.
We actually could have just did that.
There you go, you're in it.
Power forward, right?
Power forward.
Everything minus the skates.
The gloves also go on, and then a helmet. So this area over here is kind of my repair station. What I want to do is have everything in visible sight so that I know, where the tools go and things like that. Riveting skates is a big part. You're actually putting this piece on and using this leverage to either put them in or to take them out.
Iggy, you have it set up in here like a Home Depot or something.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. They always ask, why you got all the wrenches? And now over here is a big sewing machine. So say you have a cut, somewhere on here and that's torn. What I can do is I can throw that in here and I can restitch that up. So goalie pads, player skates, shoulder pads, elbow pads, all those stitches and everything that you're wearing can get repaired on this machine. I don't know if you talked to John about it earlier, but Bauer's our main supplier with Under Armour. Bauer does all the hard goods and things like that. They take care of us on the ice, which is nice. All right, so let's see if this fits you now.
All right.
Oh yeah, much better.
That's good.
A little bit different than a football helmet.
Yeah, a little bit.
So everybody gets a custom stick
Okay.
to their specifications. What's gonna happen is they're gonna choose a flex, which is the bend in the stick.
Okay.
They're gonna choose a kick point, which is where the stick releases as far as shock goes. And then they're gonna pick a height, standard or extra shaft, because we got some tall guys out there. And then finally the curve, which way the curve is, how sharp, how little. There's all kinds of curves. Guys can custom curves, they can do stock curves and things like that. So now we're here at Conti Forum at Boston College in the penalty box. This is not where you want to be all the time. This is gonna get Coach York a little upset.
So where are you usually located during a game?
So I'm actually on the end of the bench, so I'm all the way down at the end, and I've got all the sticks with me. I've got the blades with me. I've got a bench bag full of tools. So when a stick actually breaks during play, I have to be reacting, have that stick over the bench ready for them so they can continue to play. I'm watching the game a little differently, trying to catch what things happen because it's moving so fast. That stick could break on a pass, it could be a block shot, it could be in the offensive zone on a slap shot, it could be anywhere. And I gotta be watching all 5 guys at the same time, making sure that those sticks don't go.
Coach York, the most winningest college hockey coach of all time. Boston College, the history of the hockey program, you're a great big part of that. What do some of these pictures say when you just look at them from time to time? What do they speak to you?
How many good players we've had. Visits to the White House don't come with just coaching. It's a combination of coaching, but more toward you got to have some really top-end players.
Right. Now you're in Boston, and I'm seeing an icon, 2 icons together, you and Coach Belichick.
Developed a great friendship over the years, and down and watched his practices a number of times, gone to some of the Pats games, but more importantly, he's come out of his way to come to our locker room and address that team 4, maybe 5 times over the last decade, and always an inspiring, exciting time for our players and myself to listen to some of the nuggets that he brings with him.
The New England Hockey Journal, you right there, master class. Tell me about that one.
I think I was nurtured well here at BC. I grew up as a youngster in this area, and I always wanted to play for an unbelievable coach, Snooks Kelly, and fruition came to it, and then I got a chance to come back to coach and just be a caretaker for this unbelievable program.
Right. Now, before we close, I want to go through some of the rivalries that Boston College is a part of. Let's start with the Holy War on ice.
Notre Dame has historically been a rival as in all sports. When you talk Notre Dame football versus BC or basketball versus BC, we're right in that mix and sell out both barns when we go.
Yeah, tell me about the bean pot.
That's a backyard brawl almost. Who's going to get the rights to brag all summer long? And it's been unique in that it's 4 schools, within 3 miles of each other playing.
Let's skip over to the Green Line rivalry.
Michigan needs Michigan State. Army needs Navy. We each need each other and, have a good mutual respect for each other. But boy, when that night comes, it's all Eagles, or if you're on the other end, all Terriers.
Now, you've had 5 championships here. Which one actually sticks out to you as a coach that you felt you arrived?
Well, I think the next one is going to be that one. But I think the very first one, 01, we've been so close. We've been the 4, the 4th consecutive year. So we were dominant, but when we got that final game, we just couldn't turn the key. And I think that year with Brian Giunta and a number of unbelievable players, we were able to defeat University of North Dakota and win a national championship.
Well, thanks, Coach, for taking out the time to converse with us, man, and you keep doing your thing. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I love you in the BC hat. Wear that proudly. You're an Eagle now.
If you're a special Boston College hockey fan, we're going to prepare a package for you.
And to find out how to win that package, follow Koiski Media, COISKI Media, and George Kill, and we'll let you know how to win that. Until next time, your host, George Kill.
Thanks again to betonline.ag for sponsoring this episode of Royal Key. Join them today and use the promo code ROYALKEY for a 50% welcome bonus. Again, that's betonline.ag. Make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/Koiski Media to see more Royal Key episodes, including Kentucky basketball, Michigan State basketball, Alabama football, and the Golden State Warriors.